Yeah, protractor and Jasmine. That's the basic thing. Okay. And then we use Node.js and npm and all these things, isn't it?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, just to refresh what we did. Okay, so I'll just go through what we did. So initially we started with the protractor WebDriver. This is what I will be today. We'll be covering, maybe covering WebDriver I1, Cucumber JS. Okay, and then we'll go to page object model, and then we'll go to remaining stuff. These are all small topics. Okay, so initially we start with the with the JavaScript. We just discussed about difference between Java and JavaScript initially. So JavaScript is different, and then Node.js is different. From JavaScript point of view, the biggest thing is we discussed about this data types and then functions and numbers and conditions. So bit of JavaScript itself. Okay, and then we discussed about creating a kind of a module and then create a kind of a functions and call the values in the functions. That is actually enough for us to go through the WebDriver course, because you can see that last week we did callbacks. So those things we don't need to learn from zero, but whenever we are doing protractor, then automatically we learned about what is callback and promises. Okay, so those kind of things we don't need to explicitly learn. We are learning as a part of our automation course. So that's the reason why we jumped into protractor, and then we discussed about what is protractor and how to start a WebDriver manager. Then we went into scripting using protractor, and then we created configurations. Then we've gone through Jasmine, and then we've gone through, I mean, locators, action, assertions, everything in protractor. Okay, and then we had done the basic stuff, and we are bored with the basic stuff. So that's the reason why we went into advanced stuff. So we went into a project. We started using last week. That is the thing that we did. So we started. We went into. I mean, lab session. Ideal lab session is meant to be doing some experiments and doing some kind of what you call practical stuff. So that's what we did last week, which is very important that we did. We went to automate this this one Angular website, and then we started trying to automate, and we had gone through a lot of complexity through that. So that complexity has been very much complex, because we had to deal with non-Angular and switch through frames, and then we had to deal with more complexity situations, which we had handled it, and successfully we were able to finish the test. Okay, so that is very much that we did last week till now. So at the bottom point, what I can say is we had completed a protractor successfully up at the very depth. Okay, we had gone through a lot of things. Protractor and Jasmine. Okay, that's actually a very good combination. So we had gone through protractor, and we had gone through configurations and kind of all this kind of report. I think reporting. I don't know whether you had seen it, but we got reports as well. Did you guys see the report? Okay. Yeah, we got the report.
Last week you showed.
Yeah. So we got report. So that basic report is enough for us from the protractor point of view. But Cucumber, when we go to Cucumber, we will get HTML reports. So yeah, this is what we did. We had gone through a bit of complex code last week. Not this. Is this the one? Yes. Yeah, switch to frames, and then locators, and then weights, and then we got something to test, and then after each, before each, and wait for Angular. All these things will come into picture, guys. I'm telling protractor, what all we did is very very much enough. So I'll just go through the points again. For that, you will remember what we learned in protractor. Okay, then we will start WebDriver. Okay. So protractor point of view, again, I'm telling guys, very important. Very important from a job point of view, because if you just Google protractor JavaScript automation jobs, I'm not manipulating. Okay, what we need to get this kind of jobs. Okay, you can see that. I mean, something like this. I think actually you guys can start QA this one. Okay. Anyway, so protractor jobs, protractor automation jobs, protractor automation something like this. Okay, let's see what they're offering. Okay, so yeah, so this is something like a job which are 40K, and what they're expecting from us, we're expecting that you should be proficient in JavaScript programming, hands-on experience in Selenium or Protractor. Okay, so this is the benefits, but this is very much
It's for junior role, right?
yeah, junior.
They pay 40,000.
Yeah, I mean junior from a, I mean this is like, you know, JavaScript is bit this one, right?
Yeah.
It's on demand, so junior itself will pay that.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Okay, so
Because in Java they only give up to 32, something like that.
yeah, Java 32 and a lot of compilation as well. Okay, so let's see this. If this guy had a software tester, and see if okay, okay, see this. Okay, so ideally this is what we have to, you guys can target right now. I'm not putting WebDriver IO, only within Protractor itself you will be able to get a job. Okay, see this, Selenium and Protractor. Okay, Selenium is not Selenium, guys, not Selenium in Java, JavaScript. Okay, so yes, something like this. Okay, you can see that 500 to 800 means 50,000. 50,000 to 80,000 in India, actually. Okay, so let's yes, let's see UK. Okay, and then let me change. Okay, let's see this. Okay, so okay, so I'm just let's go to Indeed. But the best thing normally I would say is you are a monster. Okay. Okay, see this automation contract. This one is very well. Okay, see this. Okay, so WebDriver IO Cypress. Okay, see WebDriver IO is very good, guys. Very famous. Okay, and then Node.js, WebDriver, Jasmine. Okay, see this. Okay, Woodmercer, PHP or JavaScript. Contract. I don't know about this. Okay, so Selenium WebDriver you got. Okay, but however the problem is with Selenium WebDriver, it is over. Too much of competition. Okay, JVM. Okay, and let's see this. Selenium Protractor, Halifax Bank, up to not Halifax Bank, Halifax, I think. Okay. Okay, so yeah, creating stubs, C# and Java. I don't know, but then why he kept Protractor here? Selenium or Protractor? I think he just modified. Okay, so that is one thing, and then see, I'm only putting Protractor. Okay, so even though I'm putting Protractor, you guys can see that there is a bit of asking for WebDriver IO as well. Okay. API testing, a bit of API testing. Okay. No, this is not test automation contract. Protractor. Okay, software engineering test. Okay. See, this one is one thing, developer in test finance. Okay, so JavaScript, TypeScript, Protractor, this is the perfect one, guys. See this. See what is the rate. It's very good rate, SDET kind of a rate, and they're looking for Jasmine protractor is very much there, and then again JavaScript Angular means protractor, APM Karma protractor WebDriver IO. So this is all the same thing. Okay, so how much they're paying? This is very nice job. Okay, so again, yeah, something like this. Okay. So the point is, I just don't want to waste time, guys. I'm just want to say that the value of protractor. Okay, so please keep that in mind. There are a lot of jobs going around, but ideally you won't put only protractor, but you will put WebDriver IO. Then your CV weight will increase. Okay, cool. So yes, so protractor point of view, just the reconciliation what we did. Protractor point of view, what you know is, you know the protractor APIs, which is nothing but the methods, right? So which is nothing but element dot click and all these things. And you also know Jasmine point of view assertions and annotations. Okay, and also from a protractor point of view, you know how to config, which includes source labs and multi-browser, all these things. Configuration is very important, okay? Apart from that, you know, from protractor point of view, you know very much how to handle a few things, because you know how to create the package.json and all these things, okay? So you know how to build it from scratch. Apart from that, from importantly protractor point of view, you have kind of, you know, callbacks. You know how to do the callbacks for what we did for element all and get text, and also what we did is you know, a bit of all these things. Okay, and you also know a bit of weights also. If I haven't covered weights, then I will cover later. Okay. So if I haven't covered that, that is important. Okay, weights is important. And locators point of view, you don't have any problem here because it supports all these things like ID and everything. So we haven't struggled much on locator point of view. Okay, but importantly, what is important is API's point of view. You need to know element and what is your driver or browser object. And also you have to know a bit of, let me open just the APIs, okay? Because I just want to go through overall thing. Okay, so, and this is the only place where you need to find any information, okay? So reference point of view, yes, so bit of browser APIs, element APIs, element all APIs, expected conditions, which is nothing but weights, which I said we will come into picture a little bit later, okay? So apart from that, I think we covered all these things. So you need to know a bit of all these things. It's not like you need to buy hard all, but you need to know a bit of what is weight for Angular, what is find element. Find element is again like a element. But
can you tell me how to show the view the code and how to know
the uses?
Yeah. Because it starts from the beginning.
Okay,
so we exactly know the purpose of code.
Okay, so this is, so the view code is the actual source code of how they implemented find element.
Okay.
So this is not an examples.
Oh.
So you need to see the examples to usage point of view. Okay. For that, okay, good question, very good question. For that, you need to have an examples, because you know we did practice, but we haven't practiced all the APIs. Okay, for that practice purpose, I will give you, if I got any boilerplate which can help. Okay, normally this is the basic, this is the things, but okay, let me see if I can get some kind of this all here. They won't help here.
Yeah.
Sriram,
what is boilerplate?
So boilerplate is like a skeleton framework which have all the ingredients in that. It's like a skeleton which got your package.json and your couple of files and a couple of examples. I'll show you. Give me a second, okay? Means it is like a basic framework which is like a basis for us to extend from there. Okay, so I'll show you. Wait. Something now don't have the actual work point. Plenty, but I'm just showing one. And let me open somewhere. Put in GitHub. You can download it and you can start implementing, extending your own way. Okay. Okay. So see, the lot of boilerplates. You can use whatever you want. Okay. But I'll just show you a couple of examples. Okay. See this. This is a boilerplate. Means it have all the information in it. You can straight away download it or git clone and start using it by writing your own functions. Example, you got this. The few examples that this guy had written. See this. There's one example he had written.
Okay.
Okay. So what you can do is you can download this, understand it, and you can write your own way of writing the code. Okay. So it got all the ingredients. Like one spec is there, one page object is there. Okay.
It's just like a template.
A kind of template, yeah. Okay, so you got package.json, which is important. Everything is there. You don't need to do anything here. Okay, so that is one boilerplate, and let's say other boilerplate. Okay, okay. So this is something TypeScript starting. So we are not in TypeScript. Okay, so okay, so I think this is not the right one. Let me open. Protractor boilerplate. Okay, so let me take some more examples for you, because even it supports TypeScript also, but we are not into TypeScript yet. Okay, so that's why I'm avoiding the TypeScript. Okay, so boilerplate. But this is okay, guys. This is something which is help you. Okay. So this is a kind of boilerplate where you can just start with. But I'm not recommending you, because for us, whatever we have done by scratch by ourselves is the best thing. Okay, we have done from scratch, so that is enough for us initially. Okay. Okay, I got something. I'll just show you that, but I don't want to make it complex. That's the reason why I was not showing all these things. Okay, so yeah, something like this we got. See, okay, so page Google. This is a boilerplate. You can write some tests here like this, and you can start using it. Okay, but this uses gulp. That's the reason why I'm avoiding it. Gulp is again a bit of complex thing again. Okay, so something like that, guys. You don't need to worry about that for now, Aishwarya. But I'm just saying that is what the boilerplate is about. Okay.
Thanks.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, so that is what, guys. That is the boilerplate come into picture. Typically, this is what you need to understand. The typical interview questions on Protractor will be tell you how to develop it from scratch. Tell me what is the differences between Protractor and Selenium, maybe Selenium Java, and then they will ask you why Protractor is used and what kind of Angular specific APIs that you have to know in Protractor, which is not there in any library. Okay, is there any specific Protractor libraries that Protractor uses? Then your answer is straightforward that yes, we use wait for Angular, which will help us to generically handle all the weights, and we also use the locators, specific locators like ng binding and ng model and all these things, which will help directly to interact. So the callbacks and assertions are properly handled using Jasmine and Protractor, because Jasmine, if you see this, we are not using any other APIs, but what we're using is we are using what is that called, Jasmine for all assertions.
Jasmine expert. expect.
Session. So that this is a kind okay. This link will help you from top to down what is all required.
Sriram, you're breaking up, Sriram.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So what I'm saying is use this link. Use this link. This will give you the whole content of what is protractor. Okay.
Okay, Sriram, one question. Gopi asked a question about example for the locators, and you were trying to explain that, and I interrupted in the middle by asking the boilerplate question. So can you explain the elements locators question, please?
Just show. That's why. Because we don't.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Very good point. Examples, right? Okay. So what specific thing that we are looking at that point about? Okay. So let me. Okay. So if you see a few examples, I think you should be very comfortable. Okay.
And I have one more question in between. Sorry to interrupt. When we are trying to test any scenario with multiple sets of data, we use examples keyword in Cucumber, right? Likewise, we have anything in while testing the AngularJS applications?
AngularJS application for now, Cucumber is supported. Cucumber also is supported, but it is very complex. So right now there is one thing called, I mean, just because you're asking, so there is one thing called one concept called data-driven data provider.
Yeah, data provider, like we use in TestNG.
Yeah, data provider in Jasmine. Okay. Okay, so there is this Jasmine
NPM provide that one.
NPM. So this is what you have to see. Okay, this will give you the option how to do it.
Run the test
multiple times. But you have to use JSON format for this. You can't use tabular format. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put that also. Okay, and then before I again distract myself, I will put it and then I will come back. Okay. Yeah. From examples point of view. Okay. So from examples point of view. Okay. So where we are. Okay. Sorry. So example point of view, which example that we are looking for? Which specific API that you asked?
That find elements or something like that.
Find element. Okay, driver find element. Right. Okay, driver find element. Okay. Okay, the usage point of view. Okay. So normally we can practice ourselves, but I'm just trying to get a best out of it. Okay. So you get attribute, all these things are here, but I'm trying to get a best library which got everything in that. Okay. So just give me one more second. Protractor example, find elements. Okay. So we can practice ourselves, guys, but what I'm saying is I'm trying to exactly come to the point where you can use one kind of a repo or one references so that you can check all more. Okay, because as a part of training, I can't complete all the APIs because there are 200 something APIs. Okay, so for something which is there online, not this one. This is not a good one. Okay, expect this is something get attribute 5 elements match function get attributes. So normally people are using this. Let me check. There is config. This is config. Okay, sorry. Input spec. It's not much. Element all, see here it is element all is there. See, find element is just a replacement of element only. That's the reason why I think there's no examples. Okay, but if you want, I can show you practice too. Okay, so here find element is nothing but example. We are looking for this element, right? I think here, not element. I think something. Yeah, this one. Okay. see, if you want to do something like this, browser dot find element.
So instead of that element, right?
That's it.
Okay.
That's
Because
it.
they didn't give any code on that in our API list.
Yes, in the documentation.
Yeah, in documentation they have only limited.
Wait for Angular to finish render.
Yeah,
Before searching for
they
element.
didn't give that code. Just like browser dot find element.
Waiting for elements. Okay, so finish rendering before. I don't know, big difference. I think this is same as that. I think there is no big difference. So, but this code, whatever you are saying, guys, this code, don't worry. This is the actual library code. Even though you find element here, this did not make any sense. Okay, so see, this is also internally using element. See, that's it. It is internally using a element. Okay, this dot element get web element is using it. Okay, so ideally
it seems like a developer code, view code. So
yeah,
you
this
get
is
confused.
Yeah. And don't see this. Never see this. Okay, so I think the only thing is, I think ideally they're same, because this actually protractor came with WebDriver JS first. So there are few APIs which reflects WebDriver and WebDriver JS.
Okay.
So that's why it is like a matured code. It came, but finally, and element is helping us to get anything.
And then one more thing, where can we find that keys, just like arrow or arrow down or something like that? Yeah, protector keys.
Okay, that again very good point. That is again a JavaScript problem. Okay.
Because there is no document in Java.
When I'm trying to emulate with those commands, I was not able to implement those keys.
For the special keys. Yeah.
For that you need to use one. I don't understand. Say that again.
Yeah, when I'm trying to implement arrow down and arrow up keys, it is not trying to identify the code.
So you need to create a JavaScript object for that. You need to go through JavaScript. You can't directly do it.
Yeah.
You have to use JavaScript for that. You need to use JavaScript for that. For that, I think you need to send keys is differently, but within that send keys, you need to use something like a keys.
Something mouse move action we used in actions.
Yeah.
Simulating
So
mouse actions, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, mouse action is different actually. See, you can't do mouse actions. I think I have mouse action part of it. I don't know. There may be different APIs for for that. Okay, but for send keys is something different. Okay, so send keys is different. Mouse action is different. Send keys, for send keys normally we use keys dot some static element will be there within JavaScript. That's what I'm trying to understand.
But here there is no document.
So see the documentation. Okay. So everything else is a part of a JavaScript's headache. It's not a problem with the protractor. Okay. So keys event. Okay. Protractor. We'll just see if we got something. Okay. I think more JavaScript will take their headache. Protractor and keys. Yeah, protractor.key. Yeah. This is what I think.
Yeah, that protractor.key.
Yeah, did you try this?
Yeah. That actions.
Yeah, action. Yeah. It had to go through the actions, but protractor.key. So this will give you that. Okay.
So in Java we call it as actions method, right? Actions class there. Here it is actions method, right?
Yeah. Actions object. Yeah.
Actions object. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, something like this you can try.
The protractor key.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is better actually. To be honest, this is the better than actions. So I'm looking for. So protractor.key. Protractor.key is important for you. Okay. But is that part of APIs? Did they give that?
Yeah, in actions. Actions ACTIONS. Just limited only. That only 2 steps or 3 steps. That's it.
This is mouse
and the send keys. Yeah, just send keys.
I think send key is the better one. Yeah.
Protractor key.
Yeah. It's there, right? This is protractor.key is important. This is static method, guys. This is like a statically we are getting it from kind of JavaScript. It's static commands or static variables which will replicate the keyboard. That's it.
Do you have a list of command like that for use?
Protractor.key is a static class. From there we will get it. So protractor constants. That's it. This is protractor constants. Yeah, this one. Okay.
Exactly.
This it. This will be your keyboard shortcuts.
Is it enough for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Enough. Keyboard point of view, this is enough.
Okay.
Not more than this.
So we use protractor.key and then that keyword.
Yeah, but where it is coming it is again very hard to understand. It comes from the protractor library. So because this is not the part of documentation, but this is something as a part of libraries. It's like API documentation for protractor. Okay. I think it is good. I mean, element, event, embedded button, capabilities. Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. Let's move on. So that is the importance of protractor, guys. I'm telling. Okay, so make sure that again, I'm telling you, if you practice and if you look more into that, then you will get more questions. Okay, shall we move on to WebDriver.io? Okay, shall we?
Yes.
Okay, so now because you guys had knowledge on protractor, now it will be a cakewalk for me to explain the differences. And then start the WebDriver.io, because WebDriver.io is not very much different from protractor, but it got few significant differences. Okay, shall we go like in that way? Protractor stack, I'm telling stack. Okay, not okay. And WebDriver.io. Okay, so whenever I'm talking about WebDriver.io, keep in mind that, guys, I will not talk about any Angular applications, and I'm not talking about Jasmine. Typically, the stack that I'm talking about here is WDIO plus Chai plus Cucumber plus page object model. Okay, that is what my stack about WebDriver.io is. Okay, from today onwards, we'll think in that direction. But whenever I was talking about protractor is protractor plus Jasmine. That's it. And the linear framework. I am not talking about anything else. Okay. Now, what is the differences? Okay. First thing is the development point of view. Which development frameworks?
Angular.
What are the frameworks that the protractor supports and WebDriver supports? So protractor is, again, I'm telling, Angular. It is always for Angular. If it is non-Angular, don't go to protractor. Any non-Angular applications, go to WebDriver.io. Okay? Any non-Angular applications, go to WebDriver.io, because WebDriver.io is like a Selenium WebDriver. It don't care about what development stack you're using. It's like a pure black box framework. And the whole WebDriver.io itself is. Okay, I'll stop and start again because WebDriver will be a different topic. Okay, guys. Okay, so recording, I will. Okay.
It's already